Hello, everyone. I am sick, sadly. But I am here with LoadedBuggy, and we're here in Minecraft on the BuggyCraft server. Say hi,
Yeah.
Buggy. What's up?
Hey there. Thanks for having me on your channel again, buddy.
Yep, you're just a staple at this point, dude. I think Boosh might be getting a little jealous at this rate, but we're here. We're
As you
we're
should be.
yeah, we're venturing for some diamonds down here, and I got a nice little topic to talk about. I'm kind of stealing Raw Lens's block talks that he has on over on his channel. It's a cool podcast. We're going to be talking about the diamond standard of entertainment and our opinions on media and all that. So, pertaining to our standards, two things are kind of age, since we are a little older, and the people that we are with, and the difference that it makes with how we view our standard for entertainment. So, something that I like to do is watch a few movies every year. I'm not a big movie nut, but I do tend to watch a movie from time to time. And I always watch movies that like I've had on a list for a while. I don't really go watch new movies too often. Um, But you have said before that a lot of new movies don't tickle your fancy as they once did.
Yeah, I used to be like a big movie guy. Like I would go see probably at least a dozen or more movies in the theaters every year. I just love the theater experience and I loved seeing new movies. But I don't know, there was just something like I want to say like post 2020, kind of the COVID era, and I wouldn't necessarily like blame it on COVID or anything like that, but just kind of it kind of fell into place that the post COVID era, a lot of the movies that have come out just weren't really interesting to me that
Hmm,
much anymore. I felt like the MCU was a big staple for a lot of people going and watching superhero movies, and the quality of those movies I felt like were just very inconsistent after Endgame came out,
I
which was a
agree.
disappointment in general.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some good ones here and there, but I'm like a big Thor guy, and then I saw Thor: Love and Thunder, and my heart just broke in a million different pieces. So I don't know, just something after like the 2020. I feel like it's really been a lot more hit and miss than what I'm used to. I mean, there's still some movies I look forward to seeing, like the new Mission Impossible. I'm definitely going to see, and I usually will just go see whatever Jurassic movies out. So there's still some staples here and there, but it's definitely like I see movies in theaters maybe twice a year now, if that. It
Oh wow.
seems,
I
and
feel
it's
like
been
I
it's
would
been
go a
pretty
little more than that.
disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is now, like, those 2 that I go see are usually because of my kids. So, like, I'll go watch
Ah.
Despicable Me 4 with them or something. I'm at the point now where I'm like, "Yeah, I don't wanna take a chance on a movie that I wanna see just because everything's been so hit and miss lately. I'll just wait till it comes to streaming, or I can catch it on a sale on, like, Amazon Prime to rent." And, I don't know, I just feel like my expectations of movies, I don't know if it's gotten higher or if the movies have actually gotten worse. I really don't know, but it just seems like things have changed, and I'm not a big fan of how they've gone.
That's a big phenomenon. I feel like you don't know you don't know if it's you or if it's the movies or what.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
wow.
totally could be us as individuals who've just gotten sick of seeing the stuff that we were seeing before, and maybe that's just it, that we've gotten burnt out of that same old type of movie. I don't know that that's it, because I still enjoy, like, rewatching those movies that I liked.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's necessarily me being burnt on a style or if I'm just kind of over that era of my life where I was addicted to the movie theater. Like, I don't know what it is.
Come check that this big hole. Check this out.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Look at this. Oh my god, that goes so far down
Oh
there.
no.
This is where we're gonna. Oh god. Oh, thank God this guy doesn't know. That was scary. I
I
turned my
swear.
head.
I'm not gonna check my pants because there's definitely something brown in there after that. That was a jump scare.
Mine might be a little yellow, a little tainted. That was good.
Gross.
I heard a little slosh, and I was like, "What is that noise?" Um, so you have your kids, mainly take you to the movies. I have my friends that take me to the movies. So that's kind of the biggest difference I feel like between us. So whenever I go watch a movie, it's usually one I want to watch. And it makes it a lot more fun when I watch it with other people because, it's like they're all my same age, pretty much. They're not, family per se, and we can all enjoy the movie, I think, at equal lengths, or dislike it and make fun of it if it's not a good movie.
That's
And
always fun too.
it is very fun. But there's a movie I've watched, and I've talked about this before many times. I watched the first Suicide Squad movie by myself.
See what I got my diamond tester? Ice!
I already found the first diamond. Let's go.
Hey yo,
Nice.
you got a fortune pick?
I do not. I have a Silk Touch. Do you want me to get that instead?
It's up to you. I have a fortune 1 on me. It's the best I got, so
Um,
it's up to you.
I'll let you mine the diamonds since you get the diamond armor anyways. But yeah, I watched the first Suicide movie. It was the first movie I've ever watched by myself. And it was the first movie I ever walked out from, so it wasn't very... Oh no, it blew up
What
the
a jerk!
diamond!
The lag screwed us.
This guy.
Cancel the video.
There's a little hole down here. I don't know if I want to go down. I'm in it now.
So you walked out of Suicide Squad.
I did. Me and my mom were there, and she was watching a different movie, and it was just not my cup of tea, and I couldn't make fun of it because I was the only one that was there, so I walked out. But besides movies, there are TV shows I've also just kind of not even given really a chance because of like, I don't know, I might have fallen out of TV shows. I used to watch a lot of anime as a little teenager, and I don't know, I just kind of don't enjoy them anymore. I haven't really been engaged with it as much as I used to be, and I don't really enjoy all the the thing around media where they bring stuff back, like nostalgia trips. I feel like it's kind of on purpose, just for marketing purposes. Even in the video games, you can see it. Like with Call of Duty, like they try to bring back maps and weapons that we've used from the past, and it's just never the same, really. I don't know. Usually when it's done in poor taste. I'm also gonna leave you down there. You gotta find your way back up. Um, but it's just, it kind of gets on my nerves. I'm like, I don't want to see an abridged version or another spin-off or another sequel to these shows that I used to watch and I used to love. I want to see something new, but at the same time, it's like new things don't really entertain me as much. And I feel like I've just shifted as a person from, being so engaged with shows. I'm just not a show person anymore.
You know, it's funny because I have like the exact same feelings as you do. I was super into anime for a while too, and I think part of it is I just overdid it and burnt myself out. But at the same time, like a lot of very common, like in particular with anime, a very common anime trope is characters just don't die in many of the shows. They're just always coming back in one way or another, especially like Dragon Ball, which I love Dragon Ball, but it's such a recycled, reused trope that yeah, sure, Krillin got blown up again, no big deal. He'll be back in another season, whatever.
That's such a joke too. I love that.
It is, but it's so true. It's so
It
true.
is
But
true.
I totally agree with you because, like, a lot of video games and Call of Duty is probably the biggest offender of just lazily slapping things together and counting on nostalgia for selling their game or selling the DLC pack or whatever it is. They count on nostalgia as opposed to creativity, and it's totally in bad taste and lazily done, exactly like you said. It's that's like the exact problem because I've been excited about things coming back here and there, like whenever they do a remaster of a game that we haven't seen in a while, it's not on modern consoles. Like sure, that's nice to have a little collection of games that I loved playing. I enjoy that to a degree. But when that's a company's sole focus is just remaster, reduce, reuse, recycle, remastering a game
Mm.
that's just came out, like Horizon Zero Dawn. Loved Horizon Zero Dawn. It doesn't warrant a remaster. It came out less than 10 years ago. What are we doing? And it's
Dude,
just
yeah, I saw something about
it's
Days Gone. I never played that game, but I have it, and that's getting a remaster. I'm like, bro, this
it
game
yeah.
came out like 5 years ago or something like
Yeah, it
that.
doesn't make any sense. That'd be like remastering God of War Ragnarok already. It just came out. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, come on, man, just make a sequel at that point.
Yeah, like I'm all for like
Oh,
that kind of stuff makes no sense to me. But whenever we are remastering games like Legacy of Kain that came out, I don't know, 20 years ago, bringing that back so people can finally play it again on modern consoles. That's cool. I like seeing games like that be brought back for nostalgia's sake so people can re-experience them or experience it for the first time. But whenever we're just lazily and sloppily re-releasing, recycling the same stuff over and over again, it totally gets tiresome. And I remember, was it Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, whatever, 2022?
Mhm.
Pretty much every map at launch was just reused maps. There was no original maps at the time.
Yes, I think
Like
so.
that's
That's one of
just sad to
that's
me.
one of the
It's just
worst
sad.
ones that I've heard. Because I stopped playing during Cold War. Um, but from other people, especially like through Discord, I've heard just that was one of the worst ones that they've remastered. It's just they just said it had a lot of problems, nothing new, and that the number three I heard was a little better, like the rebooted number three, but still just not fantastic. Um, and it sucks. I mean that it's just a manipulation I feel like of players and you know trying to I guess create something that you can't kind of get back in a way. So I think I found another hole, by the way. This looks pretty promising. Um, there's this is like a total shift, but there's other things that I've found really recently actually about other parts of entertainment, and this is pertaining to a video I watched from Slats the other day. He was talking about roller coasters. It's like a video on regret and how he kind of chickened out on a roller coaster as a kid, and then that favorite roller coaster, that was like his favorite one after he rode it like a bunch of times and got used to it. And he talked about um, it shutting down, like it shut down for the last time semi recently, I think, and that reminded me of in the Carolinas we have a park called Carowinds, and there's this ride called the Intimidator, and it's a homage to the legendary NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt,
Mhm.
and he, for some reason, I think they ran out of licensing, like the term. Oh, I found it. Okay, here we go.
Look over here, buddy.
Oh, okay. Let's be careful. Oh god, there's a skeleton.
Yeah, we can
I
just
found a
not go that way.
diamond.
We're not prepped for that.
No, I found a diamond though. There's one right here.
Okay. Let me try
Huzzah!
fortune one.
Oh, there it is. Let's make sure no creepers are gonna blow it up this time.
Yeah.
Sweet. But yeah, the Dale Earnhardt roller coaster, awesome roller coaster. It was the first one I rode that was like major, and it was really. My dad forced me on it. He was like, "Oh, there's more diamonds. Let's go."
Oh
Um,
heck yeah.
he forced me onto it because I was being a wimp like Slats was in his video as a kid. And it was the tallest roller coaster, I think, maybe in the US at the time when it came out. It came out a long time ago. And I was thankful for my dad to do that for me because after that, I was like, dude, roller coaster, like the big ones are awesome. Like it created my love for roller coasters. But the name got um, they got swiped because of the licensing, and I was like, this is such like a staple to the Carolinas specifically because NASCAR's so big here. We have the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I don't know, something about names and like changing them for something so important like a homage. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
I feel the same way. They did the same thing with the Tower of Terror, and they just made it a Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Yeah.
Slapped a new skin on it and called it something else. But even when it is like cool and well done, which I've only ever experienced the Guardians version, but I appreciate the history of Tower of Terror far more.
Hmm.
But it's just not, don't really have the same feeling as, like, if I were to ride the Tower of Terror, I'd be like, oh, this thing's been around for decades upon decades, and so many people have ridden it, and it's such a beloved ride. That to me is much more valuable than the new trendy thing, which is what a lot of companies do. They're like, how can we capitalize on the new trendy thing, even if it means abolishing something that's, oh boy,
Whoa, whoa, oh,
abolishing something that's like has a lot of history,
right.
or just like exactly what you're explaining with the NASCAR ride. Like, it's there, and I understand companies got to value profit. That's a totally understandable conclusion, but sometimes it's not always worth the sacrifice to make a couple extra bucks, especially when we're talking about companies like Disney, who at least at one point had slews of cash.
Yeah. Yeah, There's another ride. I think like a couple of them have done that in Carowinds, but I know specifically one, the Top Gun ride, got its licensing revoked pretty early on, like a few years after it was made. And I still call it Top Gun, and I'm always gonna call the Intimidator. I can't remember the new name they gave it. It was something Strike, which is ironic because like half the rides in that place now are like have Strike in the name, which is really odd. So I'm like, somebody really likes, adding Strike to the names of these things. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm the same way with Heinz Field, the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers NFL football
that's
stadium.
the
They
yeah,
renamed it to, I think it's called Acrisure Stadium now, but I don't give a
really.
crap. It's been Heinz Field for my entire lifetime. I'm just going to continue to call it Heinz Field because that's just what it is.
I guess we kind of talked about the effects people have on the movies you watch, or just like the entertainment that you consume. I guess a lot of video games, like even the one we're playing right now, I wouldn't be on here trying to look for diamonds maybe because uh, I might want to do something else. But since we're, making a video and I wanted to find diamonds really and do something fun, um, we're here, and so that kind of like makes a big difference. I do watch some things by myself, like I'll watch the occasional old movie that I had on a list for a while that I'm like, I've never seen this movie before. Um, just do a little movie night for myself, but obviously your kids make a big influence on what you watch as well. Um,
Well, I think you're kind of on the same trail that I was thinking, that the community aspect of really anything, but especially entertainment, can make it far more meaningful than you would otherwise anticipate it to be.
mm,
Like, there's so many movies that I watched as a kid that I can look back now and be like, yeah, that objectively wasn't necessarily like a great movie. And there are
mm,
some movies, like we had mentioned in private, that Spaceballs is made to be a bad movie, and that's kind of the point of it. Like, that it's a joke of itself. That's the entire point of the movie, but it's done in such a crafty way that it's highly watchable and highly enjoyable. But it's best consumed, in my opinion, amongst other people, when you can laugh together and joke together and catch the references together. And I think that really just can apply to any movie in general, no matter how good or how bad. If it's an amazing movie, you can gush with your friends about how great of an experience it was watching that movie in theaters for the first time together. And if it's a bad movie, like me and my brother, we went and saw the 2014 Nicolas Cage movie Left Behind, and it was a absolute atrocious film. I don't think I've seen a movie worse in theaters personally,
dang, really?
and I was cracking up the entire time. But sadly, we went with our with actually, it wasn't even our church, it was a friend's church. They paid for the movie ticket, and I was laughing and making fun of the movie the entire time. And then I got told to shut up because I didn't want to offend any other people who might be enjoying the movie. But let's be honest, no one was enjoying that movie. It was terrible. But it's beside the point. I was able to joke and laugh about how bad the movie was because my brother was there alongside with me. If he wasn't there, then I just would have been watching a bad movie by myself, having a bad time. And it's not the same. Like
Is
your
that
experience with Suicide Squad, watching a
yeah?
bad movie by yourself is not
Not
that
as
fun.
not as
But
fun,
if you
yeah.
had a friend there to laugh at it, then you probably would have sat through the whole movie because of how ridiculous X, Y, and Z was. And I think community has a big impact on enjoyment of things.
Was
And I
Left
think we talked about
Behind?
this.
I'm trying to remember like what that movie was about.
It's a Christian movie based off of the rapture in the Bible.
I was gonna say
And
like
it's a
at the
remake.
end, like his daughter or something gets like raptured or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
his daughter's in the movie,
I've
and
seen the end of
yeah,
it.
there's, I think it's based off of a book, and they made a bad like made for TV version in the early
Mm,
2000s, and then they remade it with Nicolas Cage.
ah,
Sadly, Nicolas Cage version was worse than the made for TV one, but
nice.
uh, yeah, it's a interesting how community can impact this kind of thing, like what we're doing right now. I told you in private as well that I really wasn't in a Minecraft mood for a long time, but I'm like, you know what, how can I get people together? Made this Minecraft server, and now that we're playing together, it's just far more fun. And now I'm like, all right, I'm gassed. I'm in a Minecraft mode now because I've got buddies who are playing alongside me, and that just makes it the experience that much more enjoyable.
I'm glad you mentioned Spaceballs because I was like, how do I weave that into this conversation without just saying it outright? I love Spaceballs. I have it on DVD. My buddy gave it to me for one of my birthdays, along with Nacho Libre, which I saw for the first time with that DVD, and the classic Dark Knight. Good movies.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
you asked me to weave in Spaceballs to any conversation, I'll find a way.
I'll find a way. We should. I want to do a watch party at some point. That'd be really fun to
Oh, that would be fun.
just see what stupid movie we could watch. Maybe the third version of me watching one of the Monty Python movies. I forget which one it was. I think it was Life of Brian or something.
Was that the one you kept chatting during?
Yeah,
Like only half watching?
I was both times I watched the movie. I was with the same friend, and both times we were drinking together, and we got so distracted about our conversation that we didn't know what we were watching. I only remember the beginning, and so then halfway through the movie, some crazy stuff happens, and they're in space, and I turned my head after like an hour of yapping. I'm like, what? Why weren't they just in the desert? Why are they in space now? And then I went straight back to yapping. Well, we found some diamonds. How many we got?
We got 6.
6. Okay, it's not bad. We might still be looking for more, but this is probably where I'll stop the video here. I appreciate you, Buggy, coming on and being a big staple of the channel. Really, I mean, like you've been on here. What? This is like your 4th time, I think, maybe 3rd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a few appearances for sure.
just a few. I need to catch up on getting some collabs with other people. I have a lot. I have a lot coming together. It's just so easy to work with you, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay number 1. I'm trying to be the most appearances on the Call Me Crazy channel. That's what I'm trying to maintain. So
You're doing a
for
very
every
good job.
for every 1 collab you do with Boosh, you got to do 2 with me. That's
Okay,
the contract.
understandable. All right, well, everybody, hope you enjoyed. Hope you had some fun watching us get some diamonds, and let me know, like, what's your like top movie, top show, piece of entertainment, and any thoughts that you have in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Later.